But why have you singled out Ether and Ethereum as the world's greatest trade?
Well,
Like, what about the
so
adoption of
this is the
Ethereum stands
typical
out to you?
way I'll approach macro, and a lot of macro guys do. You've got this big thesis now, which is 100x the space in the shortest period of time. So then our job is, okay, how do I add alpha? Where do I find the better bets? Now, there will be probably 50 tokens or assets that will outperform Ethereum, but they're riskier. I don't know what they are. I have no ability to choose them. When you look at Ethereum, it has all of the elements of the lowest risk, highest quality trade. And it's a rewarding ecosystem with rewarding people in it, because there's a social element to this, there's a cultural element to this movement as well, and it's rewarding. So it's a good space to hang out where you feel comfortable with the asset, you understand how many smart people are working on it. So when you say to me, oh, there's a risk in 1559 getting done, my answer was the risk is like minuscule. And so I didn't care about it. Like ETH 2.0, it's minuscule. Why? Because there's a lot of very smart people, smarter than I'll ever be, working on it. So the probability is extremely high. And that's what makes ETH so rewarding.
So let's talk about some of the catalysts coming up for ETH then, right? So we talked about EIP 1559. We talked about staking. Is the merge as well part of the calculus, right? Because we're going to see this triple point, this three-part halvening. We're going to see like a massive reduction in supply. Is this the bull case? Is it mainly from a supply side, or is there a demand side?
Knowing how markets work, this is going to catch a lot of people by surprise. It is all in the run-up where the money will be made. My guess is the moment ETH 2.0 happens, half of the ETH gets unlocked. And it all comes onto the market and the price will collapse. It's typical. Yeah, and that's a short-term thing. It might be an overhang for a year. I mean, who the hell knows, right? But that's pretty obvious that this is the best single time. That's why I call it the greatest trade between now and ETH 2.0. Everybody wants it to happen. They're going to lock up as much ETH as possible and get the yield. It's as simple as that. But when it comes out, chance ETH collapses. If you remember when Coinbase went public, everyone's like, this is so good for the space. Everyone's going to know about it. What did it do? Marked the exact high in Bitcoin. And I've mentioned that on Twitter beforehand. I'm like, this is what it's going to do, and it will. And this will probably mark the high in ETH.
Raoul, I have a counter argument for that if you are interested in hearing it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So the people that are staking ETH right now, they're committing to that insolvency period, right? Like, it's the whole point. As soon as the merge happens, that insolvency period is up and they can withdraw. That's what you're talking about. The nature of proof of stake is that it actually rewards people who are the most bullish. Right. And so the people that are committing towards that lockup period are the people that are inherently long on the Ethereum economy. And so while there will, and Ether definitely appreciated significantly since some of these, amounts of Ether got locked up. And so by definition, there will be people who want to, realize those gains, but they are also going to be the population of people that are most inherently tied to the health of Ethereum itself. And they're most interested in the long-term success of Ethereum. So if there's any population of people that's not going to dump right after the unlock period happens, it's the people who are ready to take a year of insolvency.
And that doesn't matter. It's the marginal change that matters. Right now, the marginal change is more and more people locking up ETH, right? The rate of change of people locking up is still extremely high. What will happen is the rate of change of people staking will fall. It's as simple as that. The bull case is that, of course, there's a load of people who are just going to stake and just leave it there. And that's good, because that's the long-term health of the system. Nobody's in this for the quick buck, but there's a shit ton of people, yourselves included, who will end up selling some ETH because they want to buy a house or get married or do all the stuff that costs fiat money.
Buy some NFTs, though. Maybe just that.
Maybe, but at some time you're going to spend some fiat money on something.
Raoul,
and it could be NFTs.
What's your preferred narrative for Ethereum? So, and then do you have a different narrative for ETH, the asset, right? There's all of these different narratives.
No, I think it's all being, people try and overthink everything. You know, ETH currently is a platform. You know, that's how I think about it. You know, it's a platform from which to utilize their blockchain to transfer value, to store value, and to create applications on top. So, you know, is elements of it money, as we talked about? Yes. Are elements of store of value? Yes. Are elements pure technology? Yes. I mean, it's everything. So, you know, it kind of is still the vision that Vitalik had of the kind of internet computer. I mean, it is that, but that sounds a bit restrictive. It's kind of I call it the internet of value, and you could call it the platform of value. And it's not exclusive, because others can do similar things, but nothing has the scale, the scope that Ethereum currently has.